Hey, Marianne Hickman here. I just took this section that you're about to watch out of a clip from a larger class, but this subclip is so potent and so poignant about how to craft your value statement so that whenever you're writing a bio, wherever you want to appear online, and most importantly, when you know that you need to find your ideal client, this is how you do it. This section is designed to help you workshop. It's a piece from a larger clip, so you're going to hear some interactions and other people on this, but it's so special. I wanted to subsection it out for you to listen to, so check it out.
Now, this is critical. This is going to be something that we're going to workshop together. When I did this exercise, by the way, I was shocked at how profound crafting this one simple statement is. As Mark Twain said, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. If I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. And we're going to open up the wavelengths and talk about this sentence right here. Who are you serving and what do you help them with? Now, I'm going to give you a heads up. In the crafting of this statement, what we're looking for is the ugly language that your audience is using. What is the ugly language that your audience is using? Now, you guys are both trained coaches and you know to repel the negative, but this is where we get to understand the negative and call upon it. I've said this before, I cannot rescue the person drowning at the bottom of the pool if I'm not willing to dive down there. So I have to know what it's like to gasp for air. I have to know what it's like to describe and feel the burning in my lungs and the fear that if I inhale, I might die. But the urge is so profound and my life is flashing before my eyes and the water is crushing my earlobes. I have to be able to describe that. Why? Because that's what your ideal client is experiencing right now. And if they can't feel that you understand them, they will never work with you. And they might never get the help that they need, and you will never find them. Your audience is not everybody. If you're talking to everybody, nobody can hear you. I'm going to say that again. If you're talking to everybody, no one will hear you. I have not met a single person on this planet named everybody. And there's no day called someday. So let's get really clear. Christy, we're going to start with you. Your initial shot at this statement, let's share it, and then we can workshop it and see what we come up with. I help blank certain demographic of people who suffer from blank, a specific problem.
I help entrepreneurs who suffer from stage fright.
Okay, good. Good. This is a really good start. You've started on a really good springboard. Now I'm noticing this. There's a little bit of fear. That's okay. Do entrepreneurs say, I suffer from stage fright? I have stage fright?
Every person that stands up to speak at church goes, not every person, but I would say 90% of the people every Sunday, at least in my neighborhood, that stand up to speak, they say, I really hate public speaking. I hate being up in front of people.
Right there.
It's like so funny because it's my favorite thing.
You found it, Christy. You literally just echoed what they were saying. I help entrepreneurs who hate public speaking.
Yeah.
Because entrepreneurs aren't walking around saying, I suffer from stage fright.
Yeah. I'm going to write that down.
Please do. And that was the next step. Right. When I figured this out, I wrote it down on a Post-it and I stuck it to the top of my monitor. And
but I also want to help closet songwriters. Or I wanted to help people become closet songwriters. That's what I want to do. So I know I can help entrepreneurs who hate public speaking, functionally. That is a really good way for me to make money. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But what I want to do, if I could pick my dream job, it would be teaching that mom who had a miscarriage how to write a song in her closet to make her way through it.
Yeah.
Or to help that person who doesn't know how to talk to their teenager write a song so they could. That's what I want to do.
There it is.
But I don't know how to put that. I want to make a mastermind called the Closet Songwriter Mastermind.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know if that's a need, but it's something that is so tender to me. The other is functional. Like, I know I could go speak to a group of realtors and teach them how to speak better. I could totally do that. I could talk to anybody, and I can use my rational brain and do a very good job, but it wouldn't feed me the way the other would. Does that make sense?
100%. Christy, gut check. Who are you really looking for?
Myself?
Yes. This first group, that's a nice business idea. That sounds flowery. That's good potpourri. But what I just witnessed, that is what connects you with your ideal client. So let's create this phrase. Is it people who suffer from grief? Is it people who suffer from loss? Is it people who feel alone?
I think it's people who feel overwhelmed by emotion, like that emotion that you just are so overwhelmed and you don't know how to get it out.
Yeah. What kind of
Because
people? Is it mothers? Is it youth? Is it parents? Is it teachers? Who is it?
no, I think it would probably be mostly women
I help
who would
women.
connect with me. I
I
think
help
men too,
women.
but mostly women probably.
That's
I
okay,
help
because you
women.
know what? When you do this so well, there are going to be some men in the back of the room be like, I'm not a woman, but can you help me? Alton just raised his hand.
I help women who are overwhelmed with the circumstances of their life.
What circumstances? No one talks about that. They don't say my circumstances are overwhelming unless they're talking to the coach.
With just everything's going to pot. Like when life gives you lemons and you just want to scream and you just are done. And there's not the time or the money to go to a therapist and you just need to get it out. So you just want to go in the closet and just pound it out on your guitar or sit down at the piano or just get your recorder and just sing your soul out.
I help women who are tired of crying alone in the closet.
Oh, I did that so many times.
Yeah. And that's a visceral description. So Christy, write that down on your sticky, stick it on your monitor. And every time you post on social media, every time you put a story out, every time you record a video, every time you appear on a podcast, you're looking for that woman and you're talking to her because you know what it's like to cry alone in your closet.
Hey, thanks for watching. So listen up, here's what to do next. First of all, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Number 2, if you want this kind of training for you, we meet in our Mastery Hive community. It's on school, so join in the description below. There's a link where you can get in on this. This is where you want to be if you want to appear on stage, learn how to monetize your message, get your ebook written, everything that you need to do to take your mind and your message all the way to monetization. This is where it happens. I look forward to seeing you there.